So if you've only got a few chords that you want to play harmony wise, like let's say you only want to play. Let's just stick with one. Let's say you only want to play one chord. Let's just do E major. Right? You know that one. This is just a theoretical. So you want to play this, and you don't want to do this the whole time. Something fun to add, interest and texture without, actually changing the harmony. Really, is just to play different voicings of that chord. So, the most obvious ones would be E major right here, and then E major right here. Right there, that's a little bit more interesting already. And, think of other ways you could do that. And so the way you'd figure that out is to know 3 notes in E major, triad. It's E, G sharp, and B. Obviously, we're not playing them in that order when we play this chord. It's E, B, E, G sharp, B, E. But, the 3 notes are there, just repeated in different orders. And so try and figure out how you can play those notes anywhere on the fretboard, and obviously that depends on you knowing the fretboard. Another way to think about it was to take chords and move them around. We already know how to do bar chords, probably, maybe. But what if you use that concept without the bar, so let's take a D major, sorry, bad angle, D sharp major, E, right? D sharp, E. We have E, do we? Well, these go better with D. They don't go so well with E's, but what if we just play these? And there's another way to play that. Well, that's part of that, so that makes sense, right? You may be recognizing maybe this is what a lot of guitarists in a certain style maybe do. Things like funk and R&B and old rock and roll. And that's what they did, Think of Soul Man. Or, any funk song, if funk will just be on one chord, vamp on E. They're not going to use this E, they're going to use it E9. But right here. But you could even go like this. Something like maybe add more interest through chromaticism. But yeah, I think I said a good example of a band that does something like this to make their sound more interesting is Cake. There's a great Cake song called Jolene. It's not that Jolene, it's a different one. The chords are pretty easy. They go E. Well, let me just play them. So this is how one might play it if they just looked at the chords. They might go. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Forgot for a second. So we got G sharp or A flat minor, E, B, F sharp major, B major, F sharp major. So. That's not how the acoustic guitar plays it. He plays it like this. makes a C. He takes the C shape, plays it this way, and then bars it. So he goes. He plays it like this. That gives it some interesting texture. And the other guitar player, the lead guitar player, for a lot of the song, he's doing this. Which, I could unpack that, but, forget it. But for another part of the song, he does this. He goes. It sounds really cool, but it's really simple. He's just playing the triads of these 3 chords, or 4 chords, sorry. So he's doing like. While the other guy's going. And it sounds cool. It sounds good together because they're not busying up each other's sound. They're playing different things, different octaves, and that's a good way to keep the sound interesting. If you hear like a bluegrass or old time or folk band, it's like 2 guitar players. They're not both going to be playing the same thing. One person will play open chords down here usually, and another person will capo up and play different shape chords up there, but the same chord, but different shapes, if you get it. This is kind of rambly and more complicated than I thought, but hopefully that gave you an idea of like